Greetings, Moonlight citizens. This is your man on the moon, the Moonlight King, with episode 71 of the Moonlight Kingdom Podcast. That's right. And on this episode, we cover a great many topics from Squid Games. We give a little shout out to Game of Thrones, Guardians of the Flame, and a myriad of other things. Now, let's get into this in 3, 2, 1. Boom. Interesting thing. Well, I don't know if it's interesting. I was, saw a bunch of Yu-Gi-Oh movies the other day, and one of the main things that helped them win was the power of friendship. So I have to ask, how do you feel about movies and TV shows hitting you with the real, I don't know, thing we were all looking for was the friends we made along the way plot twist?
I don't know. Most of my friends abandoned me.
Ouch. So I guess if it was you we was following in these stories, the bad guys would win because the power of friendship just ain't strong on that end, huh?
I mean, if we were following my storyline, I would be one of the bad guys, apparently, because then again, I've always painted myself as a Sith or like Maleficent. Maleficent is one of my favorite characters. I always rooted for Shigo. I may have some issues. Also, yes, I agree. Man on the Moon absolutely should do like English dubs for anime. I love Man on the Moon's voice.
That's got to be the first time I've heard that. Normally, everyone just says like you should do movies in general, like animated characters. This is the first time anybody said anime specifically. Like one chick said, you got a face for radio.
I wouldn't care if you did an anime character's voice. I wouldn't care if you read me a bedtime story. I just like listening to you talk. I really like your voice.
Thank you. I wish I could say I get that a lot, but honestly I don't. It would be so awesome to like actually do something with this, but yeah. Anyway, aside from that, how about their Squid Games? I mean, I remember season 1 was everywhere and people couldn't stop talking about it. It was like, I mean, the stock price of white vans went up by like 1,000% because of that show. And yet season 2 drops, season 3 drops, no one gives a shit. What gives?
I've never seen Squid. I think I've seen the first episode. There's something like a robot that like plays red light, green light with you or something.
Yes. Yeah, that's it.
That's all I've seen. That's all I know about it.
Fun fact, that robot, the actual like robot, that was like a real robot that somebody made that would like turn around and like spot people and shit. After season 1 wrapped, somebody stole one of the arms off the robot.
Well, that's just rude.
Yeah. I mean, kind of funny.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie. The reason I really know of Squid Games is actually because of Mr. Beast. Because I guess they redid the Squid Games or something like that.
Yeah, they did. They redid Squid Games. They also had an American version of Squid Games, like as a reality show, but it was terrible. There was okay.
Your daddy's home. Your daddy's home. Go get him. Hi, puppy girl. What is this?
Strawberry lemonade. You drink it, you buy it.
Hi, Gingerhead Man.
Man on the Moon says, hi, Gingerhead Man.
Hello, Man on the Moon. Hi, baby girl. Give me just 1 second to put my stuff down.
Okay, I'll wait.
Alright. Hey, what?
Notice normal. I'm not asking if I'm wrong. I'm asking why is it wrong?
You owe your sister $1, by the way.
Okay. Why? Because you stole a lemonade?
No, because she said to name my price.
Oh, okay. I need to go pee.
What was this thing?
Hi, Man on the Moon. I've taken over.
Have you heard of Squid Games?
Yes.
Have you seen the first season?
Yes.
Did you know about the Squid Games reality show?
Yes.
Oh, good. Let me tell you something about the fucking Squid Games. The fucking Squid Games, the challenge, that reality show. That was some old bullshit. I'll say that much. That was some old grade A bullshit. Because, okay, you remember that one challenge that was from the TV show where everyone had to stand on that glass and they didn't know which glass was the real glass and which was gonna fall out from under them? So,
Yeah.
there was... You remember that chick who wouldn't move? Like, that shit was infuriating. That was beyond infuriating when I saw that. Because I get it. It's like, it was... I'm guessing they didn't plan that. You know, when I was watching shit, everybody had this idea of, hey, let's all work together, let's get through the next challenge. And she was all on board until it was her turn to step forward. And she was just like, you know what? Fuck this. I am not moving forward. If you want to progress, you have to go ahead of me. I'm not risking stepping on that glass. That was selfish as fuck, but in keeping with the theme of the game, I get it. But it was still, personally, I would have pushed this woman. Call me rude or whatever you want, but I would have pushed that woman on that front glass. But anyway.
Yeah.
Why?
Honestly, in my opinion, once they got to like the last 3 rows, it was plenty of space for them to just take a step and then immediately bounce off and onto the next one. So like there was no point in the marble when they brought it in at that point.
Oh yeah.
Because they could have just like, okay, if you go quick enough, right, instead of jumping and then stopping to see if you fall to your unalivement,
they would have made it.
Yeah, you would have, like, one, if it broke, okay, now the people behind you know the safe path. And 2, if it didn't break, great, you landed on it, now you can go forward. But if you go quick enough, you can get to the other side, and everyone else can follow your suit.
Exactly. Also, funny enough that you mentioned the people falling to their doom. It turns out, you remember when that guy fell? They made sure to cut to like a wide shot so you saw that he fell. And I thought, well, at least they kept that from the TV show. At least we get to watch these people plummet, probably onto a cushion or swimming pool or something, but we get to watch them fall. It turns out that was bullshit, because when they cut to that wide shot, what they were cutting to wasn't a shot of the actual dude falling. Turns out they cut to a stuntman.
Yeah.
They had pre-recorded the fucking stuntman falling, and they didn't actually drop anybody. All we were seeing was a bunch of stunt people falling. It was fucking bullshit.
Yeah. Exactly. Okay, this person said it isn't wrong. It isn't wrong. People just have their own opinions on life, you know? People just gotta accept LGBTQ, and they aren't changing it with their opinions. What? What?
That was very obscure.
Huh?
I mean, to think...
Down in the valley, can you define normal?
The meaning of normal can really vary depending on where you are, and not just where you are, but also who you're talking to.
Yeah. What you do with your life is on you, but don't force your way on my life. Greg, what is being forced on you?
Heteronormative ideals, Catholic religion. Well, not necessarily Catholic specifically, but like, Christianity mostly.
Religion in general.
Yeah, it's everywhere.
Having to call people by their pronouns. So, Greg, I don't know if you know this, but there is a pronoun. Congrats. So is your and mine.
Oh yeah. Also, whenever people be like, I hate, like I refuse to call this person by this pronoun that they've stated, I just always bring up, have you ever heard of a man by the name of DMX? And I say, yeah. You know him as DMX, right? They'll say, yeah. You have no problem calling him DMX, right? Yeah. His name, do you really think this man was born with the initials DMX? No. That's just the name that he refers to himself as, and the name he would like to be called. And you have no problem calling him DMX. Why do you have issue calling this woman a woman.
Oh, catnip. If it wasn't for the TQIA, it wouldn't be LGBT.
Lest we forget who threw the first stone. Literally.
Yeah.
Did you hear that they took some shit off at the what's this? What was it? That Stonewall landmark or something? They like took something off of there.
Yeah. I heard it in passing at work. Something about them taking something off. What I find hilarious is, so, we have, like, national parks and, like, visit centers, right? And just in, I think it was January before Trump took office, and this has been in the works for over a decade. Like, this is not something new. It's just that that's when it was ready to be. That sucks, catnip, because no. But, like, that's just when it was ready to be announced, right? So they just made it, like, the Stonewall National Visit Center, right? They had just announced it and everything. And they're already trying to remove it as a national visit and historic center.
I don't think they can legally do that, given that the building does have historical significance.
Yeah, they're trying to, but it's like a decade-long process to remove something as a historical, like, landmark.
Yeah, it's not like that Hey Arnold movie where some rich asshole comes over with bulldozers and says, "Yeah, we've bought the rights to bulldoze and shit."
Negotiators, so yours went up in price.
I was listening. Say that again, man on the moon.
You do to me?
Say that again, man on the moon.
I was saying it's not like the Hey Arnold movie with some rich guy with a deconstruction company can show up with bulldozers and be like, you know, everybody in the neighborhood, get out. We're gonna bulldoze everything and build condos or what the fuck ever on top of that.
Yeah, no. It's not. And thank you, Trevor. Yeah, so so Greg, if you wanna argue about trans rights, then you get to get up in the box. This is the last I'll be responding to you. Catnip, same goes to you. If you want to argue about trans rights and why it belongs in the LGBTQ plus community, then you get to get in the box, and that's the last that you guys will both be talking in the comments until you get in the box.
You all picked the wrong time to do this. My husband's not as patient as I am.
Before this goes any further, I must ask, like, the term transsexual is used, from what I've seen in the research I've done.
You do have someone in the box.
Oh, a bit interchangeably with the term transgender. What's the difference? Is there?
So transsexual and transgender. Everyone who is transsexual is transgender. Not everyone who is transgender is transsexual. So it's like squares and rectangles. Basically, transsexual is anyone who's medically transitioned, and then transgender is anyone who is trans.
All right, then. So
hello, Coda.
So transsexuals
right now it's Ziv on the mic, but hello.
Are those who have to go through surgery? Again? So you have to go through surgery in order to be deemed a transsexual?
Yeah, because you've altered your sex characteristics. At that point.
Wouldn't that be what, like, hormones doing?
Yeah. Hormones is medical transition.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so it's transsexual is anyone who's medically transitioned, and then transgender is just anyone who's trans. It's like transgender is the umbrella term, and then transsexual and non-transsexual, I guess. I don't know. Greg is in the box, so we're going to bring him up, and then I am going to hand it over back to Demi because I have to go and get ready for an appointment.
Oh, is that today?
And I want to play Sims before I have to get on for my appointment.
The Sims.
Alright, Greg, I will unmute you, or you can unmute yourself to respond. What is your name, age, and pronouns?
Hey, he, him, age 44.
Name?
Greg.
Okay. Greg is 44, and he uses he, him pronouns.
Okay.
I was told I can't say nothing for 5 minutes or unless if I come up, so I'm here.
Yeah, I have no idea what was being said. I just got here.
Okay, well, I guess that's typical, cutting people off and not responding. Thanks anyways.
Yeah, so you could just restate it. It's not that difficult.
Please be
I was
mindful
actually
of
wanting to talk to
TikTok
the other
language.
person. I was trying to talk to the other person that muted me, but I guess, like I said, rather than having a conversation, it's like I get muted or just put off to someone else. So, no worries. Thank you anyway.
Yeah, okay. So he has a medical appointment that he's getting ready for and just got off of a 10-hour shift. He's gonna go relax. He was doing me a favor by being on the live. Anyway. Alright, everyone, we have about 8 minutes remaining on the live. So if you have any questions for me, feel free to ask them in the comments or hop up in the chat. I will take one more guest. How was your conversation with Ziv Man on the Moon?
Well, it was very informative. We did cover a lot. I got to give a reference to a cartoon I loved watching as a kid, and I do have a question for you though.
Sure, what's up?
What's a TV show that you had like friends and everybody telling you, yo, you gotta see this, you would love it, like you of all people are gonna enjoy this show, and you actually watch it and it's like, damn, I don't like this at all.
Oh, and then I have to not like it. Ooh. What was the one with the Queen of Dragons?
Game of Thrones?
Game of Thrones. Everybody, their brother, their sister told me it was a show right up my alley. I completely hate it. I was forced to watch it. I hated basically every minute of it. The only character I liked was the Dragon Queen, and the rest of it was really boring. And I know that's a hot take, but I think Game of Thrones is one of the worst shows. I can't stand it.
That's not a hot take. That show goes off a cliff in that last season.
Yeah, I don't know, like, season 1 wasn't good, season 2, like, I didn't like any of it. And then it just kind of, like, drove itself off a cliff. That I will agree with. Now, the opposite of that is a show that I had no interest in, and being told that I would really like it was True Blood, which I watched season 1 and I was really, really bored with it. I didn't think it was a great show at all. And then I got talked into watching season 2, and I basically fell in love with the show.
Yeah, I kind of had a similar vibe with, in terms of movies, the movie I didn't plan on watching was Thunderbolts, and it turned out really good. But in terms of TV shows, it was True Detective, because I saw Matthew McConaughey and I was like, really? Matthew McConaughey as a hard-boiled detective investigating flatlinings? The rom-com guy? The guy from Ghosts of Girlfriends Past is a cop. I don't buy it. But then I
Most
watched
TV
it.
shows take a season or 2 to gain legs, and that's an unfortunate thing for me. I actually don't disagree with you, but if something doesn't catch my attention in like the first 3 episodes, I usually write it off. It takes a lot for me to continue to watch something past like 3 episodes.
That's anime.
If it hasn't hooked me, I'm like, nah, I'm done. I don't care.
That's the same thought process people have with anime. They be like, you can't just watch one episode. Watch the first 3 episodes.
Unless it's an anime where they still haven't found the One Piece.
Yeah, no, that's unless it's one. My husband picking on One Piece. No, I am very, very similar. I give anime. Well, it used to be 3 episodes. Now, honestly, I only give it 2 because anime used to be 18 to 24 episodes made up a season. But now that they're 12, if you haven't hooked me like right away, bye Owen, thank you for coming by. If you haven't hooked me right away, I just have like no interest in it. But luckily, they're seeming to like nail down upon that. The anime that they released in early June, that is the summer anime, is like on point. Like every one of them had me hooked in like the first 10 minutes of episode 1.
I feel the same way with TV shows, except with me, it's the first episode, because the pilot episode is the episode you make to convince the network that this show needs to be made. If I don't think that episode is good, none of them are going to be good. Because that's that should be the most important episode of the series. And if it's not worth watching, nothing in the show is going to be worth watching. Because the show's supposed to go, well, it's only uphill from here. Not...
Yeah, no, I get that.
Yeah.
Ooh, random. You got a lot of background noise. Can I get your age for TikTok purposes, please?
It's weird that you're not into Game of Thrones, because like you like D&D and all that, so I figured.
And that's why everyone thought I would like it. Is I'm a D&D nerd. I liked Guardians of the Flame, which for me, Guardians of the Flame was the book that I read instead of reading Lord of the Rings. So very similar like stories. But all of those like. And I'm not a big Lord of the Rings fan either. Like something about Game of Thrones, something about Lord of the Rings. They just, I don't know. They didn't hit that spot for me.
I always viewed Game of Thrones as like Lord of the Rings for initially before I watched it. It was in my mind Lord of the Rings for grown-ups. But then after I watched it, it's like Lord of the Rings for edgelords who became grown-ups.
I mean, that's kind of an interesting take on it.
Oh, for real, like, it's just the vibe that I get off the show sometimes. It's just, but I really didn't like that last season. That woman's heel turn came out of nowhere. I can see the justification for it, but it happened so quick, it may as well have come out of nowhere.
Yeah, no.
Thoughts on the last one?
I don't know. I don't do horror, so I have no idea.
Wait, really? You're scared?
Really, I don't do horror. Yes. The only horror games or shows I've been able to watch through is the Resident Evils. Those are the only games I can play, and I still even have a hard time with those. I get scared really easily.
So you'd be afraid of a big dude in a trench coat just stomping around?
Yes.
I don't believe this. It's just a dude. It's not even like Nemesis where he got them tendrils. He's just a dude.
Open.
But anyway, well, I've eaten up a lot of time here. Anyway, I'm gonna roll out.
How hard was that?
Y'all have a good rest of the live.
Alright, Man on the Moon, this is you're ending it the right time. This is the end of my live anyway, so thank you so much for coming up and joining me for the end of the live. I hope you have a great night.
Ciao.
Bye.
Okay, what an ending that was, folks. 71 episodes in. I just wanted to add this bit of, bit at the end here to say, if you're still listening, thank you for still being here. I appreciate it. Who would have thunk it when this started that we would get as far as we did, when this began? It was just, a couple fellas sitting down talking about movies they enjoyed, comics they enjoyed, books, television, and all of that, And over the course of, I think, 2 years, maybe Moonlight Kingdom Podcast has grown to have like 200 something followers and, various, thousands upon thousands of views and dozens of likes. Like, I want you to know I appreciate it. I am thankful for all of it. The likes, the shares, heck, even the comments, even the nasty ones, the fact that you commented at all shows that you cared and you watched this and it struck enough of a chord with you that you felt the need to say something about it. So, thank you for doing so. I'm going to say that much. I thank you for interacting. Thank you for all the shares. Thank you for the likes. I appreciate, and it is acknowledged and appreciated. I'm grateful for all that you, dear listeners, do. And if you're listening this far, hey, I really appreciate you two for listening all the way to the end. Whether it's Moonlight Kingdom Podcast, Moonlight Kingdom Reviews, or even the episodes of Feeling the Mode, I appreciate you. Your man on the moon, the Moonlight King, says thank you and good night. Good luck, Godspeed. Yeah. 3, 2, 1.